Alright guys, we're over here at tackleexperts.com where I work and the store of the bait man, and the goal for today is we're going to get as many baits as we can that are going to be productive for fall fishing. And I have several, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm getting each one. So let's go ahead and let's do this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go find the spinner baits. If you can't tell, we've got a lot of stuff to look through. And this is spinnerbait aisle 1. All these war eagles. I think I'm going to go to the nickels aisle. And here we go right here. This is a nickel pulsator. It's a color I designed called Purple Expert. And the reason I like a spinnerbait in the fall is I'm really trying to imitate bait fish. Nothing better than spinnerbait. And this is a 1/2 ounce, so I can use this shallow to mid-depth. I can burn it or I can slow roll it. I love this blue glimmer purple chartreuse mix. It's pretty awesome. So we'll lay that up on the counter. We're going to get that. Second item on my list, I'm really going to want a chatterbait. I love a chatterbait. It's great around stick-up stake beds, sides of boat docks. Fishing on the flats, chatterbait's a really good bait. Let's see, I think I'm going to pick up this. This is the new Chatterbait Project Z. I'm going to grab this joker right here. Just going to keep it simple. I'm going to go with what? I want to imitate a shad or bait fish. I tell you what, I'm actually going to swap this out for this blueback herring color. I really like it. Got a little yellow in there. So we'll put the Project Z Chatterbait, the weedless version. Now the next bait on my list is a must for fall fishing. It is a topwater bait. But since we're trying to keep this right around $50, maybe a little less, instead of going and buying a really expensive Lucky Craft or a Whopper Plopper, I'm going to my fall go-to. Keep it pretty packed here. And I really want to go over here to the high dollar baits, but I'm going to go to my trusty favorite, a Super Spook Junior in bone. We keep it simple, a white or a black, but 75% of the time I want something with some white. It's hard to beat the bone Super Spook Junior. So let's go. Bull shad would be awesome to buy, but we're not on a $150 budget. We've added that to our pile. So now we've got 3 baits. We have a nickel spinnerbait, a Project Z, chatterbait, and a Super Spook. Now let's stay on reaction baits a little bit longer. One thing I'm going to need is a square bill crankbait and a lipless crankbait. So let's go over to the lipless crankbaits. We're kind of in the crankbait section. And here's our Rattle Traps, red eye shad, Spro, the new Arashi, and I think I'm going to go, there's my color right there. I'm going to go with the blue gizzard red eye shad from Strike King. It really imitates a bait fish this time of year. If you'll notice, it's not solid, it's a little translucent. It's got the right color, right shade on it. I love the way these things fall when you rip them off the bottom. Add that to the pile. Now let's go find a square bill crankbait. We're going to go up near the front of the store, and I'm actually going with this new Berkeley Pitbull. And if you've never used one of these baits, they're awesome. This is Chameleon Pearl. It's got a little blackish blue back, some Spanish pearl side, and chartreuse belly. I love to burn this bait and bang it into stumps and lay downs and round riprap in the fall. Add it to the pile. Another thing you're going to need for the fall is you're going to need a swim jig. I don't care if you're up north, down south, or anywhere around the Ozarks region, a swim jig is a daily way to catch fish. So I'm going to show you my favorite swim jig and trailer for the fall. Let's go over here to the jig aisle. Swim jigs down here. I really like the sledgehammer, but I want to go with something a little bit more finessey. Bites are going to be tough. I'm gonna grab this Dirty Jigs tackle, finesse swim jig. It's got a light wire hook. My favorite color, Alabama brim. If you notice anything, I really like purples and greens this time of year. All right, I'm here at my favorite trailers for a swim jig. I'm gonna grab this Reaction Innovations Little Dipper. This is bad shad green. It really matches swim jig. I want to match the bait fish, match the hatch. Just look at all that tackle I'm going by. So that's added to the pile. We have one last thing, and when it gets really tough on high pressure days this time of year, I'll slow down and I throw the shaky head, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go get a 6-inch Zoom finesse worm, and I'm gonna keep it really simple. Go with watermelon candy. That's one of my favorites. All right, last thing is we're gonna have to find a shaky head for our finesse worm. I'm just gonna pick these up. This is the Owner Ultra Shaky Head, 4-aught, 1/8 ounce hook. That should get me set up. Here's our pile right here. We'll go back over it. Nickel spinnerbait, Pitbull, chatterbait, finesse worms, Super Spook Junior, red eye shad, Dirty Jig swim jig, finesse hook, shaky head, and the bad shad green Little Dipper for the back of our swim jig. And also, if I want to double it as a single swim bait, I can. All right, so here's a look at the computer screen from tackleexperts.com. Everything I just showed you in that pile, we've added it to the cart here. And our total is $50.21. So we're just over $50. But the good news is, if you use the code FBOOK15 when you check out, it takes 10% off. That's double winning right there. You're gonna get away with less than $50 and some great baits for the fall.